I had questions. Questions no one would or could answer. As a parent, I needed to know. I needed to know what had happened to her. My princess, my only child, gone, disappeared into the night, and the police refused to let me into her apartment, treating it as a crime scene. They told me to take a step back and let them do their job, not to get involved and just sit by the phone and wait for more information, but I couldn't. Could you have in that situation? So I did what any parent would do. I began poring over everything I had access to, looking for names of her friends, places she used to go, anything that could potentially help me find my girl again, Alison. After 2 days without any further information from the police, I was lay in bed, lost in purgatory between grief and hope, when it hit me like a truck. The call tracing app we downloaded for her phone. A couple of months back, Alison was getting grief from an ex who couldn't let her go, but as it was all on the phone, the police refused to get involved, so we downloaded an app that automatically recorded her calls in the hope it would help her case. I jumped out of bed and logged into the cloud that stored all her recordings. I wish I hadn't. To attempt to make sense of what I heard, here are the transcripts to the calls that led up to her disappearance. Call incoming, unsaved number, 2nd of July 2021, 1404.
Hi, who is this?
Hi, is this Rob? Or is Rob there?
Oh, I'm sorry, you have the wrong number.
Okay, my bad, don't worry about it, thanks. Call ended. Call incoming, unsaved number, 3rd of July 2021, 1530.
Hi, I don't have this number saved. Who is this?
Hi, hope you don't mind me calling you again.
Again?
When did you call me? Wait, is this the wrong number from yesterday?
It is. My name's Jared. I'll be honest, I liked the sound of your voice yesterday. I thought about you for the rest of the day. I had to speak to you again.
Wow, okay, bit forward. Well, unfortunately for you, I'm taken, sorry.
You sure?
What do you mean, am I sure? I should know if I'm taken or not. I'm just saying, are you sure you're taken? Not lying to me, are you? Yes, I'm sure. I'm going to hang up now.
Wait, Alice.
Call ended. Call incoming, Louise, 3rd of July 2021, 1540.
Lou, I'm being serious. It was freaking weird, okay? Okay, I believe you. I called you as soon as you text me. What do you mean he was going to call you by your name? Are you sure you didn't tell him your name? And what did you say back to him? No, I told him I was hanging up. And just as I pressed the button, I swear he was saying, "Wait, Alison," as if to tell me not to hang up. But I didn't tell him my name, I promise you. Have you rang your father? You know how overprotective he is. If you're worried, why haven't you called him? Don't want to bother him. Can you just stay at mine tonight? I know I'm overreacting, but I don't want to be alone. I'll rent whatever you want on Prime, and we can get pizza. Girl, you just needed to say pizza. I'll be right over. Let me just get ready.
Call ended. Call incoming, Louise, 3rd of July 2021, 1750.
Hey, how far away are you? Not far. Got off the bus a few stops early. Was getting a real weird vibe from this guy sitting at the back of the bus. Okay, not a problem. Wait, I see you coming up the drive. It's fine. Al, what? I see you. You just got to my drive. I'm upstairs in the bedroom window. I'm waving right now, see? You saw me, you waved back. Al, I'm not on your street yet. That's not me. What? Don't play with me. I can see you holding the phone up to your ear. Well, what am I wearing? Why are you still playing with me? You're in black trousers and a dark hoodie. I knew it was you as soon as I saw the hood up. Lame way to scare me, Lou, especially with why I called you over not cool. See, now you wave back. Giving up on the joke? Go to the bathroom, Al, or hide under your bed. That's not me. I swear. What are they doing now? Being serious. You need to tell me now. Because if that isn't you, then whoever it is walking closer to the house and is looking straight up at me. I still can't see their face yet. I'm running now, I'm coming. Put the phone down and call your dad or the police. You need to call someone. Can't. Please don't put the phone down. I don't want to be alone. I'm scared. They're getting closer. That's a man. I'm certain of it. Shit. What do I do? What do I do? Do you have any scissors or a knife or anything to protect yourself with? Go to somewhere you can hide. I'm almost at yours now. Oh God, they're in the house. Lou, please hurry. What do I do? What do I do? Get in the wardrobe or under the bed. You need to hide. Listen to me. Go hide now. Don't want to cry. I can hear him coming up the stairs.
Alison, you shouldn't have put the phone down. I only wanted to talk to you.
It's him. It's the guy who was calling me. Lou, he's here. What do I do, Lou? Lou? Are you still there? Lou, what's going on?
He only wanted to talk to you.
What? Who? What do you mean?
My brother. He's been away a while, and now he's out and back. He just wanted someone to talk to, so I gave him your number. It was his idea to pretend to be a wrong number. He said it would be sweet.
You know him! What the hell, Lou? Lou!
You really shouldn't have hung up on him. Has a terrible temper.
Get away from me, Lou! He's going to go...
Now that I've spent a few moments hyping up my story, and hopefully gotten your attention, I want to rewind to 2020, May. The lockdowns are in full effect, and everyone and their mothers are hunkered down in their homes, ordering takeout and going out for groceries and medications. I myself, being happily married and a father of 2 wonderful children, was blessed enough to be able to work from home in my office, pretty much spending every day, Monday through Friday, working on documents, as well as scheduling appointments for clientele. I remember this being a Thursday afternoon, because that was the day my wife was working 12 hours. She's a registered nurse and works at the local hospital, which, as you probably already guessed, was jam-packed with sick patients. As for my kids, they were over at my sister-in-law's house, and I'm just there munching on some Chex Mix and reading an email I received from one of my coworkers. Out of nowhere, I see the screen turn on my phone, and I notice a really long number. Now, I normally almost never answer calls from numbers I don't recognize, but for whatever reason, I decided to answer anyways, most likely because I was pretty bored and just wanted to get my mind off of work. As soon as I answered, palms and fingers still oily and salty from my crunchy snacks, I'm hit with a very aggressive voice. This is going to pretty much be what I remember the conversation going like, so the wording isn't going to be exact, but you get the idea. I answered, and I said,
"Hello? Who is this? Hey, do you speak Spanish?"
The voice on the other line said. I answered no, telling him I barely remembered the words I was taught in my high school Spanish class, and all of a sudden he starts yelling in Spanish. This is then followed by a lot of bad words and vulgarities in English. Then, a line that made my heart drop.
"We have your wife. Do as we say, and I promise nothing will happen to her."
Then I heard a scream of a woman in the background, crying for help, and yelling out things that were hard to understand. The man begins to speak again and tells me that if I weren't to wire him $10,000 in the next hour, I would never see my wife again. You can already imagine the scene. I'm shaking, heart racing like a race car in NASCAR, and I'm desperately trying to catch my breath.
"Please, no. Put her back on the line. Don't you dare do anything to my Marianne."
Obviously not her real name, just making one up for this story. Regardless, I made the foolish mistake of saying her name, and I begged and cried like I'd never done in my life, as he begins explaining the process of wiring money to him, and all the while I'm starting to think. My wife was at the hospital. How in the world could she have been taken by someone who's now demanding money? I don't know, but I foolishly grabbed my car keys, and I begin walking outside into the driveway. In that moment, my sister-in-law is pulling up with my kids, and she sees the look of panic and fear in my eyes. The man on the line asks me who I was talking to, and then goes further to say that if it was the police, that was it. In that moment, I put my phone on silent and tell my sister-in-law someone had taken my wife. She looks at me, and then she explains she had just spoken to her no less than 3 minutes ago to advise her the kiddos were being taken back to me. Still on mute, I tell my sister-in-law who is calling, and that's when she says, "She's fine. Hang up, and let's call the police." The man on the line is asking me why I wasn't speaking, and then begins to curse at me yet again. This is when I finally hung up, and immediately I phoned for my wife, who answered me on the second ring. Thank the Lord, she was okay, and she was on her break about to go back to work. I pretty much gave her a Spark Notes version on what had just occurred, and she manages to relax my nerves, my kids staring at me like I was some sort of madman. Long story short, I did phone the police, and I explained what had happened word per word, and the police officer I spoke to tells me that it was an extortion scam. She explained it was common, and that criminals in Mexican jails will bribe the security guards for cell phones, and then they'll dial random numbers until they successfully connect to someone. Then, using a recording of a woman screaming for help, they trick you into thinking they have one of your loved ones, finally demanding money. I couldn't believe it, but as I mentioned before, I looked this up online, in articles, videos on YouTube, and experiences that I read, and they were almost identical to mine. So that's pretty much the whole story. I never have received a phone call like that ever again, and I now have a filter set up on my phone which blocks international calls, as well as spam. Has anyone else listening to this had this sort of experience, or do you know someone that might have? It would be interesting to see if any of my fellow Creepy Fox listeners got a story to share.